Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is not alternate facts or alternate truth or even alternate reality, but it is an alternate view of 10%. Today, the entire show with one of my favorite guests, Kevin Thomas, celebrity blogger. Kevin, welcome.
I don't know if I'm a celebrity blogger. I blog on the arts. But anyway, thank you.
I was saying you're celebrity, so you can like take the compliment or just like leave it there on the...
Okay, well, okay. Well, we'll move on from that, but thank you. I just want people to think I'm here to talk about the fashions that were worn at the Screen Actors Guild Awards or what's it like to meet Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, what is it like to meet?
I have no idea. I've never, but I have met an Oscar nominee, a Tony winner, Emmy winner, Grammy winner, and an Olympic gold medalist.
All in the same person, or...?
No, wouldn't that be a great feat?
I want to talk about the Olympic gold medalist.
Well, you already know Greg Louganis.
And?
Oh, he's very friendly, very nice, and his movie is so wonderful. Sometimes when you watch like movies that are documentaries, you think, well, what else can I learn about Greg Louganis? But then when you watch it, when it's enlightening and informative and entertaining, those are the great documentaries that I like.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to do something I've never done to you before and may never again. I'm going to apologize to you because I know you're really unhappy being here today.
I really am.
Because that's why I said it's an alternative reality and whatnot, because you're here to talk about movies. And the day...
And theater, you know, I love the theater.
And we're going to talk about the theater too, but you got both segments, so just, you know, calm down.
Okay.
So... the day we're taping this is the day before they announce the Oscar nominations. So we're going to talk about movies, and then people are going to watch this and see, you know...
how wrong I am?
Yeah, exactly.
See, David, I talked to your producer who's so rigid. Couldn't we just waited one day? Tomorrow we could have been very topical talking about the Oscar nominations. Now we're talking the day prior.
Yeah, but you know what? You are always so prophetic. I bet you're going to be right. So we're going to launch right in. I want you to tell me, not who do you think is going to be nominated, but what are your favorite films this year?
Well, some of my favorite movies, like I love The Dressmaker, Kate Winslet.
I do too, my favorite actress.
And mine too, no wonder we're friends.
No, absolutely.
But The Dressmaker got very little play in the U.S.
Why? The marketing campaign was kind of strange.
You mean like, hey, it's coming to theaters tomorrow and then it's gone Friday? I know. It won a ton of awards in Australia at their version of the Oscars. It made a lot of money. It is a great period piece, it's funny, and there's a body count.
Well, yeah, there's a body count, and there's also a body. I mean, you know, what's the guy who plays the boyfriend?
Oh, one of those Hemsworth.
It's not Chris Hemsworth, it's Liam, his brother.
This is how good that movie is. I forgot about him.
I didn't forget about him.
If I forget about a hot man in a movie, you know the movie must be really good.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first movie that I saw this year that I was like, please, you know, a shirtless scene. It was good.
And we got it.
We got several in the dress. So since we don't know if it's going to be nominated, do you think we're going to get anything out of that?
If it has a small chance for makeup and a small chance for costumes.
Well, yeah, because the costumes were incredible.
They were great.
Now, my understanding is about that film that it's based on an earlier story or a true story. Do you know anything about that?
Well, that's your understanding. That's not mine. I went in there just not knowing anything about the movie, but I went in there because of the name Kate Winslet. And
so why is she your favorite actress?
Because I think she's diverse, she's funny, she could do a period piece, she could do a modern drama, just like Keira Knightley. You could see her all with her breasts all up to here and one of those little tight corsets, and then she plays some action hero.
So what else besides The Dressmaker?
Well, I mean, it's not my favorite movie, but Don Cheadle and Miles Ahead, that should really be up for Best Actor, but it won't.
Why?
I think it came out in February or March. They're done with it, you know? It's like the Academy has like a short-term memory, and all these ad campaigns to remind them. I've seen none.
Right.
I read the trades. I've seen nothing reminding us of Miles Ahead.
No, about all the controversy a couple years ago or last year about how black actors, African-American community, performers of color weren't represented in the Oscars. It seems to me, just on the face of it, that this is going to be a different year for that. Think that's true?
Well, see, if we had waited till tomorrow, we would have a whole topic, because I'm telling you, if diversity is not represented in tomorrow's Oscar nominations, which will be 5 days after this show, I will personally be upset. I think there's so many, and not just black. I mean, there's Indian movies, like Lion has a great Indian story. You know, we've got Viola Davis in Fences. I mean, I don't want to say she's going to win. I hate to predict winners until the nominations come out, but she is so amazing. And Moonlight, great movie. There's so many ways. I mean, if if diversity is not noticed this year, this is when they really need to take that hashtag, Oscars so white, and shove it up someone's hashtag.
I knew, I saw where you were going, and I knew you would help me because you knew,
I can't say the 7 words you can't say on television.
Well, you could, it's cable, but I'm just a prude, so we can't say it.
No, I didn't know because I was told. Because one show I used to love, when I wrote about this, it's changing topics, but we have the whole half hour.
We do.
There's this really fun spoofy show, Hit and Champagne. So my headline was S hits. This way I could say the S word.
Yeah.
S hits the theater because it was shit and champagne. You can edit me out if you want. I don't want. I'm sorry if you're a prude, but that was a really funny show.
No, I'm just older than you are because now you're 36. You said.
Well, actually, I'm studying to be 36. Someone at work told me that she goes, you act like you're so much close to our boss's age than yours. Like, what are you, 36? I go, okay. So if I was 36, I was born in 1980. My prom song was My Heart Will Go On. If I was 36.
But if you were.
You're right.
And if you were.
I could be 36.
I mean, what was your prom song? I mean.
I'm 36. My Heart Will Go On, and I did the fast dance, the bop. I got
it.
I really studied to be 36.
Do you think science fiction movies are now we're going through kind of like a new wave? I mean, you had Passengers and Arrival. Are we now into another age of where science fiction is now getting so close to being fact that it's not even considered science fiction?
I think we're getting just because they're successful movies that they decide to capitalize on. I don't think we're any closer to 1984 from how the future would look. But
but you're right. But things like 1984, that was a dystopian look. I mean, that was like, oh, the future's not so great. Let's stick here.
Right, and then that looked very out of date when we actually were in 1984.
Correct.
But I think movies. I think Shakespeare once said there's only 36 plots, so everything is derivative. Maybe there's 39. Some really nerdy Shakespeare person will write to us and correct me. But everything is derivative of a basic plot. So once something's successful, they'll just do more versions of it.
Well, talk to me about Arrival and Passengers, because I saw both of them, because my husband and I are complete science fiction geeks. We see anything with spaceships, even bad stuff. And they were two very different movies, and both of them surprised me. One surprised me because I didn't know where the plot was going, and I loved it. The other one surprised me because I saw the marketing campaign, and I was like, that's not what I expected at all. And I'll let you tell me which one you thought it was.
Well, the funniest thing is that I had never a desire to see Passengers in my entire life. When I saw that ad campaign, I go, this will be the first Jennifer Lawrence flop. And unfortunately, according to Hollywood standards, it is a flop, even though I hate that's the standards, because the first weekend it made like $20 million. It's terrible when you call that a flop.
So how does Hollywood
Well, because it cost $150 million, you'll never get that money back. That's a flop.
Right, because it came and kind of went. I mean,
well, it's still around, but it's not going to make that money back. And I just saw Arrival the other day because it's nominated for Best Picture. That's my guess. And I found it to be one of the 2 most overrated movies of the year, as well as Jackie.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And I wanted to see both of those. But did you like Arrival?
I did.
Hi, I'm Louise. Louise, like, oh my God, for an hour and a half, she's like...
But it was a deep psychological, it's like, how do we deal with the other? I mean, you didn't like it? And
I would have minded if they got past the fact that her name was Louise.
I mean, it was better than E.T. or,
No, I liked E.T. better. But, I mean, I wouldn't have minded, because I love Amy Adams. She is one of my favorite actresses. Huh. And I think, wasn't there 45 minutes of her telling her name is Louise?
Well, yeah, but I mean, weren't you like worried that the octopus was going to eat her? I mean,
no, I was more worried about, can't you move on, Louise? For me to remember her name was Louise, that had to be very prominent in the movie. I'm sure many people loved it. It's won all these awards. It's probably one of the top.
So your prediction that might end your career as a celebrity?
Oh, I don't care if it does, if that's the reason. I'm entitled. The whole thing with reviews and criticisms and everything is just an opinion. That's why when you follow my writing, I only write about positive things, not because I'm swayed to say everything positive. I just find that the arts are the first thing that suffer in a poor economy. Mm-hmm. So if I can do what I can to promote things, I want to do that, but I'm not going to promote it if I don't like it. And it's not that the whole world doesn't like it. I think Arrival has like a over 90% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I just didn't like it. I'm just one person. I say this and remember this always, David. Baskin-Robbins has 31 flavors because everybody likes something different. Some people think I'm the hottest man that ever lived.
Absolutely.
Thank you. But the person sitting next to them, there's nobody there.
The other 30 people.
Right. They might think I'm the ugliest man that ever lived. Everything is just a matter of taste.
Well, we're going to ask one more question before we break, and then we're going to come back and talk about politics because I know you follow it.
No, I don't. You're going to have silent air.
You mentioned my other favorite movie of the year, Jackie. Tell me what you thought about that before we go to break.
You mean the fact that I couldn't get over the fact that her accent was so awful that all I did was focus on that crappy accent that she did?
But have you ever...
And I can't believe she's in second place to be nominated for Best Actress at the Academy Award.
All I would say is, if you were old enough and not 36 to remember Jackie Kennedy Onassis, that was her voice. She had that high, wispy kind of...
her voice, you could look up Jackie. You could be 36 and YouTube Jackie Kennedy Onassis. I couldn't get past that voice. It didn't sound like Jackie. It sounded like a caricature, like she's making fun of Jackie. It was inconsistent. It wasn't there. But once again, Baskin-Robbins has 31 flavors.
Do you think she's going to be nominated for Best
Actress?
Actress?
She might even win.
Do you think? But you clearly don't think she deserves it.
Oh, no.
You think she was better as Queen Amidala in Star Wars?
I didn't like Star Wars either, so I'm sorry
Be careful.
to tell you. Okay, I might be thrown off your show.
Kevin's never going to be thrown off our show. We'll be back with the second half of 10%, talking movies, musicals, local theater, and also the question that I said we were going to ask, who will play Donald Trump in the movie? We'll be right back. And welcome back to 10%. Hi, I'm David Perry, and our continuing conversation with Kevin Thomas, Real Kev, celebrity entertainment blogger.
Oh, thank you. See, I accepted it better this time.
There you
thank
do. You're so
David.
gracious. You know, I want to ask you a question that you talked a little bit about during the break. I think a lot of people, myself included, don't understand the how of the Academy. You know, who is the Academy? Who are the Academy? How do things like Best Foreign Film get chosen? And how many can a different country put in? You know, what are the strategies and the doings of the Academy?
Well, for most categories, to be nominated, only the person in that arts nominates you. So actors nominate actors, art directors, art directors. But the final voting, all members, and there's about 3,000 vote, and the members are people in the industry that are, you know, licensed, well, not licensed, but, you know, are actors or cinematographers.
You can't just say, hi, I want to be a member of the Academy and pay a fee.
Correct. But then they all have these great campaigns. So, like, actors could choose if someone's a lead actor or supporting actor, like, based upon their own feeling, where they fall into the film. But then the studios do these big campaigns to sort of sway votes. Like, originally, they were pushing Viola Davis for Best Actress. She would not have won. But they've now moved her supporting actress in their campaign. She probably will be nominated or was nominated and will probably win. But a great actor that has two fantastic performances, years ago, you could be nominated for both. But now, if you're an actor, you can only be nominated for one. So even if you gave the best and the second best performance of the year in two different movies, the one with the fewest votes gets thrown out, and then somebody else moves up the ranks.
And how many members of the Academy are there, and does it change? Or is it like, you know, taxi badges in
San
Francisco?
It could change.
There's only so many.
I don't know the exact number, because I didn't think it would be a question you'd ask me today, but
Sorry.
You could Google that answer.
Yeah.
But the biggest percentage are actors. So the smallest percentage would be other categories, you know, it's music, what have you.
But like, is Meryl Streep a member of the Academy? Does she get to vote for herself?
I'm sure she does, and she is. I mean, I don't know if she is, but I'm pretty sure she is. But every year, you know, if you qualify from, you know, making enough movies, they let you become a member. This past year, they welcomed a lot more diverse people.
Because of all the complaints last year.
So they're trying to add a percentage. I think it only upped, like, you know, I think black only went up like 3%. But still, you know, hopefully people aren't voting based upon color, they're voting on quality.
What is the relationship between the Golden Globes and, you know, they call it award season.
Right.
Is there any official affiliation, or is it just like, well, I got a bunch of Golden Globes, so we know they're going to get an Oscar?
No, the Golden Globes are voted for by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, which are just critics that are members of the Hollywood Foreign Press. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I qualify to vote for the Golden Globe.
Well, you are foreign.
So, thank you. So that they're just like the
flat.
press vote. I know, but I let it move on.
Yeah.
See, when it falls flat, you just move on like I did. Don't dwell.
Yeah, that's why you're a good guest.
Okay. So, but other categories like documentary or foreign language film, like every country picks what movie they want to submit. So France can only do like one movie a year. They submit that to the Blue Ribbon Academy. So it's not like the whole Academy votes, just a certain panel, people, probably all past winners of the Foreign Language Film Award and other people from foreign countries. They pick and they narrow down to a short list, and then that short list gets voted on, and the top 5 are announced with all the other nominations.
Now, do you see every, I mean, even you couldn't see every film that comes out in a year. How do you make a choice?
Well, I mean, you do it like, oh, Kate Winslet was in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it got great buzz. It's a musical, I'm gay. It's a gay movie, I'm gay. It's got hot guys, I'm gay. So,
So you got La La Land, that like filled 3 of those right there.
Right.
So what did you think of that?
La La, I can't even stop singing those songs. I immediately downloaded them, and I got the CD just
You are gay.
Which I don't even know why I got the CD, because I immediately put it in my computer, and the CD's already in a drawer.
Well, yeah, because you're 36. I mean, why would you buy a CD? I mean,
no, but I do buy, sometimes I just download, because I am 36.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do buy the whole CD just because I want to have like a record. You know, not a record, like a collection, you know, a historical record, not like a symphonic record.
Right. Now, you are, I mean, boy, then you really wouldn't be 36 if you remembered records, but
Right.
we'll move on.
They're back, by the way. Oh, you are not 30. Vinyl is back.
We mean like raincoats?
No, record albums are back. 36-year-old people know that. People in their 50s do not.
You mean so like my Carpenter's collection is valuable?
Well, I wouldn't say it's valuable. I would say it's back. I mean, if you want to go home and put on the Carpenters as a record album, feel free. You could even get records at Amazon. That's how.
Wow. Boy, this is why you come on, to like keep me pop culturally literate.
But step 1 is don't be listening to the Carpenters.
Now, that's not fair.
I know, I like them too, but don't go buy.
I even have the imports. I have Richard doing his
You
piano
could have bought
solo.
the new Barbra Streisand album.
I got it at Target with the
No,
limit.
you bought the CD. You could have bought the record album. That's how current records
Babs
are.
is doing albums again?
Everybody could do albums. You could buy albums galore. Was someone just scream out from out there that he could buy albums?
Wow, I had no idea. No, really, that is, I have learned something today. Not that I always don't learn something from
and they
you.
even cost more than CDs.
Oh. So, movies, entertainment, we know all about that. I do want to talk about 2 other things in our last few minutes.
Okay.
Talk about local theater, because I know you love stage stuff.
You know, the local theater is really blowing up here. I like to also go to like Palm Springs and San Diego and LA. Like there's this great thing in LA called Rockwell, which does unauthorized musicals. Like they recently did Hocus Pocus, now they're doing Mean Girls. But here, like SF Oasis is like going to off-Broadway. I mean, they're bringing back a show Above and Beyond the Ultra Valley. Let's see, it's a long title. Above and Beyond the Valley of the Ultra Showgirls. Who wouldn't want to see a show called that? And then SF Playhouse. Their season has shows I've already seen, but they always bring new life into things. You go to SF Playhouse when they did She Loves Me. That was like going to Broadway.
And no one ever does that show.
They don't, but when I saw
She Loves Me is one of the great musicals.
Right, and it was like going to Broadway.
Right.
It wasn't even like settling. And then Silence, the musical, one of my favorite spoofy musicals based upon Silence of the Lambs. That is coming to SF Playhouse. I mean, I'm sorry, the Ray of Light Theater, and I saw it off Broadway. It's one of the funniest spoofs ever.
So just tell me, do they do the?
They do that, and my favorite song, because you said you were prude earlier, I can't say the title.
Yeah, but
if you remember when he goes, "What did Meg say to you?"
Oh
Clarice?"
no, yeah, I got it.
There's a whole song based upon that. If she could smell my,
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
There's a whole song though done like a Broadway. If she could smell my,
Yeah.
you know, down below.
Yeah. So,
and if you weren't a prude, I'd sing along with you.
no,
on these songs.
in the green room, you know.
Oh, I can't wait.
Now I know you love politics and you follow
I hate politics.
everything. So
You're gonna have dead air in a minute because
Okay.
I'm tired of talking politics.
no, I'm going to say 2 words that'll make you talk about the current presidential administration.
Take a look.
Jennifer Holliday.
She didn't go.
Right. So why?
Well, I think she got so much backlash from the gay community, which really supports her. And I was telling you in the green room, which is why you brought up this whole political thing, is I thought it was so funny because her big song is "And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going," and I actually put that on Facebook. But if I had recorded it with new lyrics, and I'm telling you, President Trump, I'm not going. But because I did the lyrics all in writing, no one reads. They just click.
But come on, that's brilliant. Call Jennifer Holliday now. She could have or Saturday Night Live. That's brilliant.
I'm sure Saturday Night Live's already done this.
Okay, so we've got a new president. You do know that.
I do know.
Okay,
yes.
And you know he won, and he's president, and you watched The Apprentice. So what did you think of Donald Trump on The Apprentice all those years ago? Does it surprise you he's our president?
You know, okay, see, I told you, the whole thing, I mean, Donald Trump being president, I never believed it was going to happen. I just thought he just made it past one more stage as a lark. You know, and now he's the president of the United States of America.
But you're smiling.
I'm just shocked. I mean, he's not even president of the Motion Picture Academy, the Television Academy. He's the president of the United States of America.
Right. So
America.
Yeah. At most every president except James K. Polk has had a movie made about him. I mean, they even did one about Wilson. Who would play Donald Trump in the movie?
Well, see, don't use this as your teaser. That is so easy. Alec Baldwin.
Well, of course.
He already does it. And because I'm gay, they could do Trump, he's Twitler.
Twitler, yeah.
Right. Twitler, the musical. And we've seen Alec Baldwin sing, because back to Barbra Streisand's new album, he duets with her. So Alec Baldwin could sing. So he could sing Twitler, the musical. You and I should go to that.
We will, I promise you.
Okay.
I'm going to go see Silence. All right, so we have got 30 seconds left. Tell me what people should go to see in the movies, whether it's going to be nominated this year or not. Your favorite movies and why they should see them.
Well, I think they should stay at home and watch stuff on DVD or on demand right now. Like in the gay world, since we are there, popping in my head, there's this great movie called, God, you give me 30 seconds, I talk faster, get all nervous. Holding the Man was a really good movie. I can't describe the plot because we got 30 seconds. Search Engines, you got to watch that for Thanksgiving. That's a really fun movie you could get at home these days. The Dressmaker is now available for home viewing.
And what about the new HBO thing, The Young Pope? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
You've got to see it. I mean, all I have to say is...
Well, let's go right now and go
watch
it.
3 words. Jude Law's butt.
Oh,
yeah.
Those are 3 great words.
It's the first papal butt
JLB.
in history.
Hashtag JLB.
Hashtag Kev, real Kev. Thanks for watching. We've been speaking with Kevin Thomas. Always a treat. I'm David Perry. Thanks for watching 10%. We'll see you next week.